Okay. Hello and welcome. I'm Gizzard Stew. This is Project Fog. What is wrong with you, Junie?
I'm still the venerable Fresho 3.
Okay, hang on. They haven't heard that part yet.
I'm still the handsome, amazing Andy Tooney, or whatever you called me the first time.
All right, so we'll just skip that part. Fuck you guys. I had all these wonderful introductions for you pricks, and now I'm just gonna go. Here they are.
Whose was the best? If you can remember what you said.
Actually,
it wasn't so much how it wasn't so much the what he used. It was so much how he delivered it.
You mean the reasonably eclectic food?
No,
Bach?
that wasn't it.
Eclectic was the word. I don't know if it was prefaced with the reasonably.
Oh.
Well,
are we streaming now? Can somebody give me a sign?
Yes, we're good.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Everyone but Giz is echoing. It must be running through your speakers again.
No, we went and did checks.
Supposedly we're not. So if everybody's echoing,
get yourself a fucking pair of headphones.
I was thinking more. I have a shotgun over here.
You're gonna shoot me through the internet?
No, I was thinking of killing myself.
Dude, that's not cool. That's not cool anymore.
Live.
Keyboard warriors could shoot you through the internet. Oh my god!
Every time I have a show, there is always a problem.
Yep. Yeah. Never fails.
There's always a little bit of an audio issue.
Even if we try and set it up like an hour in advance. So, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is.
I have the spork, but I don't have any cigarettes. So I got half of your intro picture.
It's okay, Tooney. I got you.
Perfect.
I actually think I might have some cigarettes in my house somewhere. I don't know. I have to look.
My wife just threw hers out from her glove box in her truck.
I never kept cigarettes in my glove. Never. This is like pre-mom finding out I smoke. Sure, I took them in the glove, but I wouldn't leave snack cakes in the glove. I'll put it that way.
They're all lipo.
You know, I actually I considered going and puncturing a lipo in my backyard just to put shit content on the Plume's Facebook page earlier today, because I was cleaning out. You know, I like to elongate my spring cleaning, and I found my little skewers. I'm like, yeah, if I hold this, I could totally like puncture a lipo from a safe distance with one of these.
It should be fine.
Well, you could always like tape the skewer onto the end of a broom and be another couple feet away.
I should just, you know what I'll do? Let's take a piece of plexiglass and hold it in front of my face.
like a riot with a riot cop. That'd be hysterical.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you do it safe. That's if I've learned any battery mooch, it's definitely get some plexiglass in front of my face when there's something exploding.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, what else can I do? I mean, I have a lot of batteries I have to recycle, but there's probably no voltage on to even short them. So lipos are always a bang. I'm told so.
Literally.
Because I remember I took apart my iStick 40 watt when it stopped working, and I don't remember where I put that because that had a nice old lipo in it.
Fresh has a ballistic apron you can borrow.
That's true. I do have a ballistic apron you could borrow. I use it for the Monday show with Brian from the Vapor Chronicles.
I was just gonna use my 2XL Suck My Mod shirt I can't wear because it's the 2XL.
There you go.
Perfect.
Matt was supposed to, everyone got black Suck My Mod shirts except for me. He gave me like a gray 2XL and I'm like, fuck you too, buddy.
That's gonna crawl in there with you. That'd be perfect.
That'll be my bib. Yeah, I should definitely puncture lipo tomorrow if the weather's nice, because if like birds aren't chirping and shit, and it's kind of throw off the ambience.
That's right.
Oh, it's nice weather for a serape.
Are we live yet?
I don't know, are we?
Swag says you're close. Yes.
What's that?
Swag says you're close. Whatever you're doing, keep doing.
Keep
We
doing
got
it.
out
They're
there.
good for you out there.
You're close. You're close.
How come Gizzard Stew is Richard had today?
Because everybody gets a turn to be a dickhead.
Because I had to reboot the stream about 5 minutes before we started.
Oh, got me some Carnival. That's awesome that he's gonna sell that now.
Yeah,
What is Carnival
Yes,
exactly?
Carnival celebration.
It's
It's this one with king cake.
Hmm.
It's a lovely liquid.
So I like the dis one, and I like Kokomo. Kokomo's probably my favorite. Kokomo's really good, actually.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of killer mixes.
So I was gonna say they're all good.
Yeah, I really like that nectar cuss because I mean nectarines and custard.
Oh yeah. Right there.
Fresh, would you go as far as to say he's in the mix? Now Giz needs to shoot himself.
Let me get my gun.
Please don't do that on the air, dude.
Calm down. Think of the children.
It's a quick way for YouTube to pull your show. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that ever had YouTube that YouTube said, you know what? No more. And it had to do with Brian pretending to shoot himself.
No, dude.
That was a great show right up to that point, though.
That actually happened, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had it was like I think that damn show wound up being like 4.5 hours long, like all of us just sitting around bullshit and just having a great time. And then
Somebody had to ruin it.
no, like Brian was showing us, he's like, you know, I was doing like I was studying film for this or drama. He was studying drama for this when he was going for his degree, and he had to shoot a video of himself. And so he shows this video of himself, and it's just really faint audio, and like he's just tears rolling down his eyes, and then he pulls out like a Desert Eagle and pops himself. And it didn't look realistic at all. But we're sitting there chatting for like another minute and a half, and then the stream just gets pulled. And so what the audience got to see out of it was, because we were using Hangouts and there was like a 3-minute delay, is they got to see Brian shoot himself, and then all of us were like, "What the fuck?" And then it just cuts dead.
Brian's still here. He's Wolverine. He can shoot himself.
Yeah, he's fine. He was sitting there just bullshitting with us after, but like I said, I think I'm the only person that I'm aware of that actually had their stream get just. That's enough.
Yeah.
You've done enough tonight.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we were ever that much of edgelords. We've gotten our audio flagged, if anything, because Mass would like roll a song for too long, and YouTube's fucky algorithms couldn't catch almost anything. So we've had to deal with that a few times more than anything else. Because there's plenty that we've said that we're kind of like,
It's like, whatever.
Yeah, it's not so much what you say; it's when it actually I think from what I'm aware of, it's what takes place on camera.
Well, how can they?
Oh, I'm sure you could piss somebody off with something you said.
How can they keep
That's
track
true,
of
I
that so
probably
quick?
could.
You think they had a monitor watching your show that night? They're like, oh,
I'm
nope,
not
that's
sure
it.
what it was, Giz.
You don't
I'm
know.
not sure what it was. Like, why the fuck are these guys? Why have they been on the air for 5 hours?
That could be. Maybe it was
Right.
just serendipitous that it ended then.
It was awful strange timing, though, if it was. Very peculiar.
It was perfect because all of us are just like, what the fuck? And like, as it starts transitioning back over, the show just ends. That show's still out there somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh shit! I think I just fucked up the coils in my.
You broke it.
No, I had
Bent
to tighten down. I just did a quick tightening down after I re-wicked because they weren't heating up evenly, and one of them warped a bit,
Warpage.
and now I can't get my ceramic coil master. Oh, ah! We have penetrated.
Nice.
Boom. Good. Okay, now I gotta straighten you back out.
So, anywho, tonight I had thought of a topic that I thought might be interesting since we're always talking about vaping. I thought tonight that perhaps we could talk about smoking. And
It was awesome.
Yeah, because I believe that we're all ex-smokers in the room. And so I thought we could go around a little bit and just have a few simple questions for you, such as when did you start? What brand did you start on? What brands maybe did you transition to over the course of your smoking? And how many packs a day? So on and so forth. So anyway, I'll start. And I probably smoked longer than any of you fuckers. I smoked for 34 years.
That's longer than I've been on this earth.
Yeah. So, that's why I sound like this.
It explains the cackle for sure, Muttley.
So anyway, believe it or not, I started out on Red Moore cigarettes. They're about a 1/4 inch in diameter and about 12 inches long. And they look like a cigar, sort of. And I can't remember why I was smoking those things, but that's what I remember starting on. And I also remember going to get cigarettes when I was a kid, and you could just go to the gas station and go, give me a pack of cigarettes. Yeah. They didn't really ask you anything, you know, and if they did, you go, oh, they're for my dad. Oh, okay. You know, so usually they just, here you go, it's 50 cents. And so for a long time I smoked Winston Reds, and then I smoked Marlboro Reds, and then I smoked Bel Air menthols.
Oh, I know those.
And then I was on the Camel train for a long time. Camel filters, Camel wides. Along the way, I think I tried probably every kind of cigarette under the sun at one time or another. But those were the ones that I smoked primarily. And then towards the end, like the last 15 to 20 years that I smoked American Spirits. And I smoked the Sky Blue pack. And I transitioned to those because when that company first came out, they were organically grown and they didn't use pesticides. And for about 10 years, those were just pretty much pure tobacco. And I found that I had less side effects when I was smoking those. And then at one point, what are you doing, Fresh? Jeez. So, at one point, one of the big tobacco companies bought them out, and I think that they've been owned by Reynolds or something for the last 15 years or so. And then 2014 was when I was able to transition into vaping.
Ooh, that's what I did, 2014.
But if maybe we'll start with LyFE if you want to kind of share what you started on, how long you smoked, etc.
Yeah, I think I started when I was 20. So it was a good 21 years, and I only started when I was 20 because everybody else was getting smoke breaks at the place that I was working at. And so I wanted to go out and join them, and it kind of snowballed from there. I had one, and there was no turning back somehow. That whole peer pressure and the whole act of getting a break because, you know, laziness at work. But started out with like, I think it was like Camel Lights until I found out there was Camel Wides, and I'm a big guy, so figured I needed a big cigarette, and had that for a while. And then I worked in kind of a college area where they had a actual smoke place that had all these different kinds. So I switched to a pack that are called Jumbos that had an elephant on the package, and I thought it was cool that it said packed in herds of 20. And then they had some honey toasted tobacco one. It had a bee on the package, and that was for a while, and then I went back to Camel Wides, and for some reason that wasn't cutting it. And as soon as those Camel Crushes came out, where you could pop the tab and all of a sudden you got menthol.
Those were fun for a pack for me. They had Vicks Vapor Rub the first 2 or 3 pulls after you pop it.
Yeah.
Crush.
Yep.
I'm sure they were fine. They weren't harmful at all for you.
And you know, the thing about it was I had them in case one of my buddies needed to bum a smoke, and they were a menthol smoker. And all of a sudden now I wasn't even just smoking them regular. I was crushing them from the beginning. But that was basically it. I think there was a couple little times with clove in there, you know, because I worked downtown in a college area, and you'd have all the college girls coming by with cloves, so you got those once in a while too, so you had them. But yeah, that's about my history with cigarettes.
So you're trying to scam college girls with clove cigarettes?
Fuck yeah.
Or Capris.
Yeah.
Virginia Slim, that must be what the ladies
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that's actually a small part of my cigarettes.
Thanks, LyFE. Addie, tell us your story.
17 Newports, menthols. Yeah, because that's just what we did back then. That's what my little circle of friends used to smoke. And, you know, hearing LyFE say that's a familiar story about taking smoke breaks. That's how my buddy started. He was working concrete, and his boss was a dick, but he smoked. And so if you smoked, you could take a smoke break with him. Otherwise, you continued working. Yeah, and then it was worked my way up to a lovely two and a half packs of Marlboros a day. Sitting in the basement playing video games, smoking about a pack of cigarettes.
Gaming and smoking was always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us smoked more when we would drink or party or were in social situations. At least I did. I think that's a common thread. Yeti, tell us about your started smoking when you were 8, right?
4.
He was born with a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah, they don't let you out of the stroller unless you can
Oh,
smoke.
you were like the Indonesian kid.
Yeah.
Like, wait, just for a moment, just think. Someone's cleaning your shit while you have a cigarette in your mouth. Tell me that's not boss as fuck. You're getting your diaper changed, and you're like, I mean, I was one. I loved smoking while taking the poop. So just doing that and someone cleaning up after you, and you're just like, death row.
I started when I was 15. I started smoking Marlboro 100s was my first pack that I ever bought. But then I was on the Marlboro kick for about the first 2 years, and then I instantly switched to Camel filters for about 4 years, and then for the rest of my smoking career, it was Cool filters in a box, and I smoked every day. It was 2 packs, but there was about a span of about 2 years. It was closer to 2 years that I smoked 3 packs a day because of where I worked. That's just all I did. Just smoke just constantly smoke all day. I had quit for 2.5 years at one point and started running, doing 5 and 10Ks, and like a jackass, just picked it up. Just decided I wanted to start smoking again. I guess all that oxygen was getting to my brain. I couldn't handle it. So I decided it was time to start smoking again.
It wasn't a traumatic event or anything that made you go back?
No, it was honestly, it was curiosity. Because it had been so long since I had smoked, I was just like, I wonder if I could have a cigarette and be all right.
How much more cancer have they added since my last foray?
That's right.
So the first cigarette was fine. I was like, yeah, I could take it or leave it. And about 40 minutes after I got off work, it was time to take some more. I couldn't leave it.
It's like, yeah, just pick smoking back up, just part time.
Yeah, like a jackass.
That last 10K was too easy. I really need to chat.
Yeah. Well, the first 5K I ran, I was smoking 2 packs a day at the time. Actually, I ran my first 5K hungover from the night before. I was still a little drunk, I think.
I was definitely in better physical shape when I smoked cigarettes. That's for damn sure. for real, yeah. Like we're still working out regularly and such and all that.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Maybe I should pick up smoking again. Maybe I'll start working out again. I was actually telling my sister this over lunch today. Like, I can't eat spicy food the way I used to before I quit smoking. My mouth has just become super sensitive to spice.
Yep.
I can still bear through a good amount of it, but I'm telling her I should start smoking again.
Yeah, that's
spicy food again.
That sucks because I used to be the same way. I could just eat jalapenos and peppers, and the hotter the better. It was the way I enjoyed most of my food.
Yeah.
Now black pepper is too hot for me sometimes. I'm not bullshitting either.
Freshly ground black pepper, if it's super fine, that can still fuck anyone up. It's just sharp. So I don't blame people on the black pepper because black pepper also makes Tabasco sauce hotter if you put it on your eggs and shit. It just makes everything worse.
Yep, I believe that. But yeah, that's me. By the way, it was 24 years.
I'd like to know how much money that Camel spent trying to entice all these smokers away from Marlboros. I think everybody went to Camels for a little while.
Oh, you're talking about Joe Camel and all that? That was awesome. Yeah. That was because I grew up in my dad's pharmacy. Like my dad owned a pharmacy when I was growing up, and he sold cigarettes. And they get a bunch of dope promotional items from the cigarette companies. Yeah. Let me tell you, Joe Camel shirts, cool shirts, posters, whatever. Like Marlboro had sent over a bunch of shit, like a T-shirt, and it had like this cowboy style, like denim-looking shirt with the fake suede collar, and it had a big Marlboro like logo on the back. My mom thought it would be a good smock to bring to school to use for art class.
And Camel invented the Camel Cash thing.
Oh yeah,
that was what really swayed a lot of people. It's like, well, as long as I'm smoking, maybe I can get this carbon fiber Lamborghini hood. If as long as I'm smoking, I might as well save up for it.
What they should have done, instead of offering like jackets and tote bags and CD players, they should have let you sell that shit back to them for cigarettes. They would sell a lot more of them if they did.
No, but if you wore the shirt, it would feel like you're a walking billboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wearing your Camel Joe shirt around.
And that's the thing. So I can't tell you how many bars or like parties I've been to, like fancy parties, and there was like a Camel rep there. Like I can't say I remember leaving a bar with like 6 free packs of Camels, and I'm like, well, shit, I'll spend money on cigarettes for a few days.
Yep.
But I mean, Marlboro never had to do that. You don't got to do that when you're on top.
Well, actually, Marlboro had to come out with Marlboro miles to compete.
Those are great.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that Camel Cash came out with that shit first, and then everybody was jumping ship for the free shit. And then Marlboro miles.
Sounds like an industry I know.
Yeah, right? It sounds kind of familiar. Free shit, right?
But remember, you could get like four to 6 friends together and get a pool table if you had enough miles.
Yeah.
A friend of mine in high school, his name was Lucas. Him, his brother, his sister, and his mother and father, they all smoked Marlboros, and they got a pool table. No bullshit. We used to all go over there. Well,
That had to tell me that was the shittiest pool table in existence.
It was a fucking nice pool table.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it was like a real, like a a fancy ass billiards, like you see in a billiards like hall, not a pool hall, where everybody's sitting around drinking beer on the pool table, but it's like one of the nicest pool tables I've ever seen.
You got to reward dedication, I guess, right? Because I feel like it would be one of those things like, we smoked like 8 million cigarettes as a family, and you give us like a fucking Dick Sporting Goods pool table.
Yeah.
No, this thing was really nice. I mean, it had the red felt, but other than that, it was really nice. 1 million Marlboro miles.
I actually hate playing on red felt.
Did it have a Marlboro logo right in the middle of it?
No, it did have a Marlboro plaque on each end, like a little
cool.
3-inch plaque. It was
Cool.
fairly tasteful. It was real nice mahogany. It was nice. It really was nice.
Some of the memorabilia that the cigarette companies sent to my dad's pharmacy. One was like a aluminum Marlboro sign. Then I don't think they put up in the store. They may have, but I had it, and it went up on the wall in the green room of the radio station in college when I was there. I didn't take it back when I left, so it's probably like somewhere. It's probably already been repurposed by the New York City Department of Sanitation. If I really had to be honest about it, but that thing was awesome because it worked out. We were brand reps in a sense because most of us smoked Marlboros then. It was like, hey, let's go tell campus we like smoking.
Yeah, all that free marketing we did back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a campus radio station. Nothing you put on the wall is supposed to make sense.
I remember I had a Camel Joe pool cue. It was actually pretty nice. It was one of the things, and a leather coat.
Well, I remember when I started vaping, because I had already quit smoking for 4 years by the time I started vaping, and I was like trying to figure out what kind of juice to get. So I was like, well, I guess I'll get some menthol, since when I smoked menthol. That was the wrong thing to go with. To this day I have yet to find a good menthol or one I can vape all day.
I think a lot of us tried that route.
Yeah,
When
I
you
can't
first
stand
started.
any tobacco.
Now, what about the grasshopper? Can you do the grasshopper, Yeti?
Oh, fuck yeah. I guess that counts, but that's spearmint.
Yeah, it's gum.
I do love spearmint, but yeah, I can vape grasshopper all day. That one I can.
I was going to say, Gizzard, was the leather jacket you wore in your apology video to the Plumes of Hazard, was that the camel leather jacket?
No, I would have remembered that.
No. I still have the camel leather jacket downstairs. Maybe I'll go get it in a minute. Fresh.
You should wear it with no shirt under it.
Okay.
Yes.
Fresh. Tell us when you started smoking.
I started smoking in the Boy Scouts. Of course, nothing more wholesome than smoking Boy Scouts. And we smoked Swisher Sweets. And I started when I was like 14 because the cool guys in the Boy Scout troop, if you can be a cool guy in a Boy Scout troop, were going out and smoking Swisher Sweets. And so if you're cool enough, you get to go out, have a Swisher Sweet or two with them. And you know, that was just off and on. You know, it wasn't all that often. But when I started working, pretty much the second I turned 16 and I was eligible to enter the workforce, it was the same thing. Like, people would get to go take smoke breaks. And so at that point, I just picked it up wholeheartedly. And I started with Jarums, the glow cigarettes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, started with Jarums. And I liked them because you could take like 3 rips off of them and just get so nick high that you had to sit down. So that was always a really good time.
Smoking for the rush.
Exactly. And eventually, there was a night where I didn't have enough money to go get my pack of Jarums. So I just bought a pack of Monarch menthols.
Oh God, I know those. Fuck you. Why would you do that?
Because they were like 75 cents a pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so I did that, and you know, it was cheaper. I had to rip through a whole cigarette in like 3 minutes to get the same nick high, but I did it. And it was so much cheaper that I just switched over from there. And the next step was inevitably Newports, because Newports were about as premium as it gets for a menthol cigarette. And so I smoked Newports for. You disagree?
I disagree. I couldn't regularly do I did my majority of my menthols were Marlboro menthol or mild.
Yeah.
Couldn't do the
But yeah, I smoked menthols I smoked Newports probably until I was 23 or 24. So I had a good 8 years or so under the belt of just straight Newports and coughing all the time. And I remember after going out partying one night, I woke up and I went in and I coughed and I spat and there was a little bit of blood, and I was convinced that it was the menthol and the Newports that got me, because there was fiberglass in my lungs. So I went and switched over to Marlboro Reds. And Marlboro Reds surprisingly seemed way too harsh for me after smoking Newports, which makes no sense at all because Newports were super harsh. So then I moved down to Marlboro Lights, and I stuck with Marlboro Lights for several years after that point. And eventually, one of my friends, after I'd been smoking those, because I turned into a menthol snob. No, that's not a menthol. I'm not smoking.
Same here.
I'm not smoking if it's not a menthol.
Yep.
And eventually, after I'd switched over to regulars, someone gave me a Camel Light, and I was like, oh, this is heaven. And so I started smoking Camel Lights, and then Camel Wides came out, and I switched over to Camel Wide Blues, which is the Camel Light Wides.
yes.
And that was what I smoked all the way up until the day that I quit, was just always the Wide Blues. But I smoked for almost 20 years, so it was 19 years. So I guess I got the young lungs or something. But that was my smoking experience. The cool kids were doing it, so I had to do it.
Got started by your scoutmaster giving you cigarettes.
He was not the scoutmaster.
Smoke up, Johnny!
Fresh, come on. Why don't you come on over here? You cool? I am today.
Scoutmasters have done way worse.
So, Fu, when did you start? And tell us the story.
I had my first cigarette at 14. My mom had left to go out of the country to go to a family wedding. So that day when she left, I think I was home by myself, and she left the pack in the bathroom. And it was Newport Lights, actually. I think she'd bought them because they didn't have regular Newports. The only reason why she'd have Newport Lights on her. So I smoked one. I mean, I grew up around her smoking and so forth, so yeah, it was kind of like natural. I smoked it. I was like, this is kind of gross, but I actually like kind of like my first cigarette. It was nice. The menthol is just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I also was always just like fascinated by the smell of just like cigarettes that smelled so different than anything else you smell growing up. Just like you just open up a pack of cigarettes, you just unlit cigarettes smell amazing. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but even menthols are even sweeter.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Camel Turkish Silver is probably the best smelling one.
Ooh.
My opinion. So I smoked like a hodgepodge of cigarettes in high school. Where there was like Parliament menthols, Marlboro Lights, Parliament Lights, P-Funks, as the cool kids call it. Yeah. But I think come college, it was like Marlboro 27s, mostly menthol, and none of my other friends smoked menthols. So when we'd all get drunk, who was bumming menthols off me? Because menthols are fucking sweet when you're drunk, right? So that was always annoying. I always tell my friends, like, yeah, you buy your own fucking pack of menthols before you go out tonight with the beaches. So I smoked for a while, you know, through playing sports and so forth. I mean, I cut back some just because I wasn't always thinking about smoking. And you know, when you have shit to do. And so I got really bad in college. And then between just stress and like quitting a few times, like tried quitting cold turkey and then gaining weight and then start smoking again, then you thinking you're going to lose that weight, but then it doesn't go away. Kind of just sticks around, but you're smoking more than you were before. So I did that a lot. And then I jokingly said, I think it was like at my 21st birthday party, that I quit at 24 because it'd be, you know, 10's a good round number to quit on, and I forgot about that, and I ended up fucking quitting after about 10 years in 2014. Actually, it was my 4-year vaporversary last month, so yeah, kind of just been doing that. I was generally... I could smoke anywhere from a half pack to 2 packs in a day. If it was like during finals and I got like a 3-day Adderall binge ahead of me, like 3 days I can go through 7 or 8 packs of cigarettes because I'm not sleeping. And that's what Adderall makes you crave. Diet Coke or soda, Diet Coke, whatever, cigarettes. That's all. So I'd live on for days at a time. And yeah, so yeah, smoked for around 10 years and quit. So I've got fresher lungs than fresh. So
Yeah, you do.
drip that in your Addy and smoke it.
It tastes young.
But yeah, Marlboro menthols are definitely my shit. Milds, probably those I like the most. 27s for my non-menthol choice. I always felt like you paid a higher shit tax smoking those than any other cigarette. If anyone knows what the shit tax is with cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody?
This is
Shit tax?
Syntax?
There's no, not syntax, shit tax. Meaning
So yeah,
just,
you're paying for the sewer system?
no, you're paying for the price of smoking that cigarette because it makes you shit really quick after lighting up your first for the day.
Oh, okay.
You know, with your cup of coffee, I mean, yeah, we'd call it the shit tax.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't really a bad tax to pay. It was just, you know, sometimes you had to clip a cigarette early. Clipping the cigarette was worse than anything else.
Gotta have a cigarette to get my bowels moving.
put them out and relight them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was
So
my
how
smoking
long?
career.
I know you just said this, but how long has it been since you had a cigarette?
Well, I said that was my vaporversary. I had a cigarette in October.
One cigarette.
Actually, I had half a cigarette. I was drunk.
That happens.
It does. Happens to
Yeah,
a
I
lot
was
of folks.
drunk. Whatever. I mean, that's the thing. I'm comfortable enough to the point where if, like, there's family in town or whatever, and they're having a cigarette, maybe I'll have one with them. Maybe. If I got married, I'll have a cigarette. I'm already, the way I see it, I'm a marked man at this point for having smoked for so long, so.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, why not? Once in a while. Still can't do cigars, though. I didn't like them that much when I was smoking cigarettes. I'll probably still smoke a pipe if someone put some fine in front of me.
Did you
But,
feel dirty after you had half a cigarette?
Sorta, kinda. I didn't really feel dirty so much as just like the thing that bothered me most about it was smelling it on my beard more
Yeah.
than anything. But I don't really feel too dirty, but it depends. If it's like, I always talk about good cigarette weather. And I think all of you know what I'm talking about, like fall or spring weather. It's like the best. You sit outside. It's like hot and humid. You're outside smoking, like, yeah, you get a 15-minute break from work where you're sweating your balls off, and just the way the smoke smells off you in shittier climates is the worst. So if it's like colder weather, it's like not as offensive as smell, but if it's like hot and muggy, you're just like, eh.
Smoke BO.
Nah, you feel gross on top of from smoking in that weather, on top of being in that weather. It's the same thing with vaping for me. If it's like, if I'm hitting the fucking 0.1 and it's 100 degrees, I'm not enjoying that vape.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
And I think Gizzard will agree. If it gets down to -20 and we gotta step out to have a smoke, you're having half a one.
Oh yeah, you're having half a smoke, but we used to do it.
Oh yeah.
Remember that show when Michael was outside vaping and he started shivering? I gotta end the show. I'm shivering.
Started turning blue.
It was,
Yeah.
I think it was like 32 degrees. It was freezing.
You're out on the picnic bench or something.
I've always wanted to go. I want to go to a vape convention during a shitty time of year in a city that has shitty weather, right? And just see, because I think all of us have been to like weekend cons at this point. And, you go to any restaurant in town, there's always just a gaggle of fill in the blank for whatever I'm going to use to describe them. Outside the restaurant, like, oh, too many vapors here, too many vapors. Let's go somewhere there aren't so many friggin' vapors. And it's like it's a race to order food and go out for a vape break. I want to see that happen in like fucking Manitoba in February.
We experienced that just in March in Detroit.
Oh yeah, it was probably cold as shit
It's
there.
22 degrees or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're all the Florida vendors.
It was not too bad for me. I mean, I was running around in shorts, but everybody else was freaking out.
It's so cold.
I was usually okay for about the first 10 minutes, and then I'd be like, well, I'm
Yeah,
not
it was-
acclimatized to any of this shit at all.
It
It was cold and windy.
It was cold after the restaurant Friday night.
Yeah. They had gotten a giant ice storm right when we got there.
That was a great time getting you from the airport, Gizzards,
I
too.
know, right? That was the gauntlet.
Fuck.
The gauntlet when it's me riding to shows is the people I'm riding with in their bladders and or stomachs.
Oh.
That's just a contingent on how many times to stop, and I'm like,
Yeah, there was no stopping. It took us 2.5 hours to go 9 miles.
There was no getting off that interstate. There was no
There
way.
were,
if the weather was more pleasant, it's like, yeah, sometimes as vapors you look forward to traffic because you're like, yo, I haven't had a vape in like 8 or 9 miles.
there were 7 car accidents, and somehow all of them were flipped upside down. It was like,
Did someone put cardboard down over the highway?
it was
like,
like,
oh,
how
break.
do you do that? How do you flip your car onto its roof?
I mean, we saw what they were doing.
It's easy if it was a Jeep.
Remember those guys? They'd get off the interstate and start driving on the shoulder, and you'd see them ripping down the road, and they're like, "Woo!" It's like, well, see you in a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, that was nuts. So, I didn't really go over this, but it's been about 2.5 years since I smoked, and I thought we could go around and finish saying how long you guys have been off of cigarette smoking. Fresh?
Well,
For me, shit. Going on, closing in on 5 years now.
5. All right, good
I
job.
know it was 4 last year, so it's got to be 5 this year.
LIFA?
September it'll be 3 years.
Yeti?
I believe this is either my 7th or 8th year,
Wow.
Wow.
one or the other.
You were an
I thought-
early adopter.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm on my 8th year. Now that I think about it,
Wow,
I think
that's
December
good.
marked 7 years.
He was from the times when 510 connectors weren't even recessed. I mean, granted, that was like also kind of a thing when I started.
Hey, Yunkel,
Yeah,
God,
take a look at it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
my-
My MVP is sitting over there.
That's glorious.
we were going so good, man.
So October
Oh, my God,
16th
just
is going
sit down
to
next
be
to
4
me.
years for me.
4 years for you in October.
October 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Be 3 years for me in September. So,
April 3rd for me, 2013, when my starter kit showed up in the mail.
Nice.
it's weird how most of us can remember like almost the date that we quit. I mean, that's how pervasive I think that cigarettes get under you. You know, that when you finally do quit, it's like, you know, something that you don't forget.
It's a part of your life. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
part of your identity, you know?
It was a measure of time more than anything.
Yeah.
To all of us. It's like,
Well,
oh, I'll order my food, I'll go smoke a cigarette, and then my food will be close to ready when I get back.
Yeah, I was quitting drinking at the time, so I was just a complete wreck, like all the time, with as much as I drank. Like I drank, everybody share in the room. Then some. But then, yeah, when I quit, it was I was a wreck for months. So my exact recollection is somewhere in there, somewhere in that 3 month period.
Wonder if any of you other guys, what I remember about cigarette smoking too is it was always like, you were always like kind of anticipating your next cigarette, or, you know, like it'd be like, oh, get up in the morning and have one. Oh, cup of coffee, gotta have one. Oh, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning, gotta have one.
After dinner, gotta have.
Just, you know, every time you eat something, you gotta have one.
Every time you open a new
After
beer.
eating, yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big pre-bed cigarette person. Like I don't really vape much before I go to bed. Like I generally don't have a vape next to me when I'm sleeping. Early morning, it was all like, if I needed one that morning, I needed one. But it was like, morning cigarette wasn't a priority, but it was definitely like, had to have one on the way out of the house. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you gotta have one when you're driving, or, I mean, it just,
Driving was terrible.
there's like so many of those triggers
Oh.
that I remember that it's just like, you know, any type of stressful encounter, you know, was followed by a cigarette.
Actually, I have a smoking while driving injury.
Do you?
If you can see that little dot in the middle of my knuckle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't. Oh, whoa! I turned down the wrong thing. That was not my focus.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Anyway, so I wasn't even driving. I was sitting in the car in a parking lot, listening to the radio, and I'm reading I think I was actually probably one of the last times I was reading a newspaper in the car. Flick my cigarette. It hits the frame of my window. It comes back down. It like stuck to my finger.
Oh,
I was like, it's like a gnarly burn, like just a little burn in my finger that's kind of, you know, scarred over a little bit at this point. And then I've got one of, can you see it? I have to like get up to show you because of the fucking angle I'm sitting at. Let me locate it on my arm. Can you see that?
yeah.
So that was a little more deliberate, as you can see. One of my best friends in college could get pretty fucking silly when he would when we get drunk, and we usually had just me and him. We had a slap rule. If one of us felt the other one was getting out of line in some form, whether it was not being funny and telling the same joke too many times because you get drunk enough and start doing that, things like that, slap each other, right? So my friend out of the blue is just like, dude, put your cigarette out of my arm. I'm like,
Oh
what?
man.
He's like, dude, just do it. I'm like, okay, I'm drunk, it's a good idea. And I do it, and I felt bad. So the next time I lit up, like 20 minutes later, I had him put out of my arm.
Oh.
So we'll, you know, couples have tattoos. We've got matching cigarette scars. His scarred way worse than mine. Mine's just kind of barely there.
Now we get scared.
Thank you, Pigman.
Like when we're burning our coils off.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I have herpes?
Alex?
The burns I've seen on people's lips, I'm like, I broke it 3 times. I burned my lip. Never ever did it leave. Like it wasn't like hot enough to where I was like one of those immediate like pull back.
Forget to put your top cap on? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Kissing the coils? Yeah.
Yeah, kiss the coil. Like I did it once on this build. Actually, the last time I did it, it was just like a little like ow red. And then
I've
on my
never done
Snapdragon.
that. I've come close, but never done that.
So it happened to me when I got my Snapdragon dripper from Eden Mods, because up to that point, I hadn't used an Addy in several months that didn't have a chuck cap on it that I could just drip through. I don't have to like pull off my top cap, whatever. So I was like, setting it up, forgot to put the top cap back on, and then just fucking happened. I was like, damn. But seeing how badly people burn their lips, I'm like, are you making out with it before you realize it's too hot? Just like these, or I don't know, maybe it was a small burn that just swelled up, but it did not. Mm-mm.
I think it's that whole right about here. You got to push the button, and it's just ready when it hits your lips. I've never done it. I've came close.
I've done it, but not to the point where my day's fucked up because of it. I'll feel it. Like if I lay up, I'm like, yeah, it was that shit that happened yesterday. But,
Yeah, I've never gotten full on like stitch lips from it, like just crazy ass lip from it. But
Stitch lips.
like I went, like that, and I was like, oh shit. Like, oh, well, lesson learned. Never do that again. There's been a couple times where I'm bringing it up.
I've seen people wear it like a badge of pride. Like,
Oh yeah. Like kissing coils on there, like yep.
Yeah, because everything's got to be a dick measuring contest in this business.
Maybe they were the really bad ones. They were kissing a series mod or something. 12 volts.
They shouldn't be vaping then. You should get them a carton.
Yeah, that's. At this point, I feel that heat coming off it, and I'm like, just jerking away.
Because it's the very second you're like, this is not a Delrin drip tip. This isn't what I'm supposed to be feeling. Like just that alone, you're just like, oh no.
All right, guys. Well, the wife's in bed, so thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
You guys.
Love you, Eddie.
Always a pleasure, Timmy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you dropping by.
Thanks for having me.
Chewbacca had a way better face than I did.
Your heart was better though.
Eddie T, the man.
Now I will say the one thing I don't miss from smoking cigarettes is being drunk or being groggy and lighting the wrong fucking end.
Oh, I've done that sober.
Yeah, I did that sober too. Like bullshit with someone, I just put it in my lip, and I'm like, that doesn't quite feel right. And you got the lighter up, and you're like, oh shit.
Take a big old hit off of it.
Do some shit.
That's another thing that happened a lot more if you smoked a cigarette that did not have a brown filter. Like I found that if I smoked Marlboro Lights or whatever, that I would light the wrong end quite often, a lot more often.
I kind of put that in the same characteristic of getting a dry hit. It had the same effect on you.
Nah, sort of.
The worst thing.
Filters
the
are
worst
nasty.
thing, yeah, they are. The worst thing I ever did when smoking was when I caught the house on fire. I caught myself on fire actually. I passed out. I was drunker and shit, and I passed out with a cigarette in my hand, and I was sleeping on the couch, and it ignited. The car.
And he's frozen.
Just when it got good. Okay, I was actually waiting to see a reaction from other people, see if they moved or if everyone was frozen.
No, I mean, like going on long ass road trips, sitting there, just cigarette after cigarette, just.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times like I'd get out at a rest stop and I'd go pee and I'd come back and open the door and look at the seat and there's a new little cigarette hole. And I'm like, where the fuck did that one come from?
I don't really ever had that happen to me in my car. One thing that actually would happen is, aside from lighting it backwards, when your lips are a little dry, you pop your cigarette in your mouth, and it's sitting in your mouth for like a second, and you light it. And you go and grab it, but it's stuck to your lips, and your fingers slide down, you burn your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's happened to me quite a few times. Not so much the burn. I burnt my fingers a couple of times on them, but it was just always happened like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm sure I've got scars from that.
The joys of cigarette smoking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So when I was working for Enjoy and going all out and about on the road, I got run off the road on I-81 doing 70, and I had the luck of a good median that wasn't a ditch. So my car spins out, and let me tell you, my vape was not cutting it those preceding hours after that incident. I was hoping maybe the trucker cut me off, was courteous enough to stop and see if I was okay, and maybe even offer me a cigarette. I absolutely would have taken it that day. Holy shit. Spinning out at 70 is not fun.
No.
I remember spinning out on an icy road, and there was like the road it's kind of built up onto a hill, so you were driving along the top of the hill, which is typical in Montana, and started skidding, and like I was looking over and I saw how far down it was. It was a good 12-foot drop off the side of the road. And then luckily I managed to skid back onto the road and got all straightened out. And so I'm sitting there driving, and I like reach up for my cigarette and I pull it out, and that sucker was down to the filter. In this one little, it was a fresh cigarette like 30 seconds before that, but all that skin, I was just like,
That sounds like a cartoon.
It was bad. It was bad. Threw it out, lit up another one, started coughing. I'm like, holy shit, what did I do to myself?
Right.
There he is.
Oh man,
Need a light.
just rocking it.
There you go. I actually did a jellyfish with one of these things. What you know about that?
Wow. Talent.
How the hell did you? I'm trying.
You know how I did it? First try. That's how I did it. You think I was gonna try it again if I didn't get it the first go? Fuck that.
I'm doing the math in my head, like, how did he do it?
No, it's like, yeah, if I took like 3 pulls and attempted to do a trick, because I was I'm taking like extra deep rips, bye-bye. These things are pretty diesel.
Well, Fresh, would you like to talk about donuts?
Let's talk about donuts.
Okay.
I've been hearing a lot of hubbub about donuts.
I've got, I believe, 6 new donut flavors over here from Vaping Swag. So we got the black, the OG blue, and the white. I don't believe any of those are donuts, but we do have 6 regular donut flavors. We got the Jack and Blue, which is a blueberry. We've got a apple fritter. We've got, this is chocolate, just a straight chocolate donut. This one's a strawberry donut. Boston cream donut. I'm excited for that one. And the lemon donut. I'm gonna start on some lemon.
Lifey, you have the full accompaniment of donuts.
I have donuts as well.
Foo is the only one that's donutless.
Oh,
The swag sauces.
Yeah, I'll just go and hang out over in the chop labor pile.
but
I've got my 10-foot charging cable hooked up here.
but doesn't Chewbacca have the Disco Java? He could be He could be the coffee drinking.
The coffee guy, yeah.
There, yeah. Fire up the Disco Java.
So that initial rip off the donut, off the lemon, is just like a sweet, sugary lemon. And the second rip, I'm starting to get like donut hole. Have a donut hole back note on it.
Foo, you have a invitation from Swag. He's asking if you want some donuts.
Take him up on it.
What do you think this is? Was it? Did that come through good? Does that belly sound authentically round?
So the donut becomes more prominent as you vape it. That's what I'm finding here. There is a cinnamon. There's kind of a cinnamon back note, but it's like a lemon sugar donut. It's lovely. That lemon donut's lovely.
I like it.
I'm trying to remember so the last donut I think I tried was Mike Vape stuff that hit that donut.
Yeah,
It was
pretty
good.
Outstanding.
There was a shop in PA whose strawberry donut I wanted to promote to the end of time. I was that enamored with. It was just like one of those, like, they just mixed me up a bottle of something random and it ended up hitting. And then I go on their website and looked at their prices for house juice, 30 mils. It was like $24.
For 30 mils?
Wow.
And I'm just like,
Wow.
like
So
you guys,
strawberry donut at a probably a far more reasonable price here.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm like, dude. Why you gotta
24
do
bucks
that?
for a 30 mil? Who does
Yeah,
that? In this day and age, who does that?
No. I'm like, don't put that evil on me.
I must say the lemon on this is one of the best lemons
Oh,
Yeah.
that I've ever tasted.
There's another note back there in the back of it that I'm having trouble nailing down.
but you definitely get the twinge, the sour of a lemon zest.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, there's
that.
definitely some lemon zest in there, but it's a really nice sweet lemon, and it's got kind of a powdery sugar note to it, which is kind of a granulated powdery sugar note to it. It's really, really nice. That lemon's really nice.
Are these 80-20 liquids, 70-30s?
What are these? Probably 70-30?
Yeah, they're 70-30.
Yeah, 70-30. Normally he does his stuff around 70-30.
Yeah, that's about as thin
Okay.
as I get with. It's I usually like the 70-30 or 80-20, either or.
Yeti's internet took a shit, so he'll be back if he can.
Tell your kids.
Did his router catch fire from a cigarette? As he was telling a story about.
No, I think it was Big Tobacco. Heard him talking about bad things about smoking.
YouTube cut him off.
Oh.
So it's kind of a nice sweet. It's kind of a nice sweet strawberry. It's definitely a lighter strawberry though for the vape.
Ooh, the strawberry donut? Yeah.
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 It's a nice sweet strawberry. It's definitely way lighter than that lemon though.
It's very good.
Way lighter. It's the same. It's a very similar donut note though. That sweet kind of sugary donut.
If you're going through these flavors, wait for the end for chocolate donut.
Good call. I figured I would do all the fruits first, and then I would go after the apple fritter, and then I would do the Boston, and then the chocolate.
No, I can't vape any more of that apple fritter right now. I've got about that much left in the bottle.
So this is the Jack and Blue. The Jack and Blue, which is going to be a blueberry donut. The Jack Vapes help formulate. So let's see what Jack Vapes taste buds are telling me.
That's actually a good one.
I bet it tastes like crack cocaine, knowing Jack Vapes.
And Swag's blueberry extract.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Still the best blueberry on the market. That's nice. It's a blueberry cake donut.
I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I haven't delved into blueberries in a while. Blueberry Wild was always one of my more favorite ones to vape
Yeah.
on. Mixers I knew said that you had to use a lot of it to really make it stand out.
Yeah, the blueberry flavors tend to be really weak. There's Bilberry by Flavor Art is a very strong blueberry, but it's also very perfumey. So you got to kind of let the floral notes air out of it.
Yeah, that's the case for like a lot of fruits in general. We gotta turn down just a little bit.
Burning down the house.
You were burning the house down. You passed out on the couch with a cigarette in your hand, and everything was on fire around you. Now,
And then your internet connection.
and yeah, and that's right where it stopped. You're just like,
Yeah, the blanket was on fire, the couch was on fire, the floor was on fire. I didn't know what was going on. I just wake up, my dog, I had a half boxer and a half kangaroo at the time. And he was just sitting there barking right in my ear, just sitting there, just barking as loud as he could. Then he started biting the pillow and pulling the pillow out from underneath my head.
He's like, dude.
So I was like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like trying to tell him to go away. I'm like, what the fuck? Finally, I kind of come to enough, and I look up, and I can't see shit. I mean, the light was on. I can see a slight haze where the light, was supposed to be. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realized that I'm on fire. So I throw the blanket off of me, and I didn't have anything to put it out. I just started pouring beer all over the couch and the blanket and stuff. So I threw the blanket and the pillow that was on fire. I threw them outside, threw the cushions outside. Then I went and got my fan and started airing it out. And and I torched the couch was wasted. The carpet was wasted.
Wow.
Oh, carpet.
The blanket, yeah, it was pretty fucking scary. After the adrenaline went away, it was I realized how bad it was. It was pretty scary. And it was
Jeez,
just,
yeah.
I don't know if you can blame the alcohol or the cigarette, but both of them was.
I blame your Butterfingers. That's what I blame.
The only thing I remember lighting the cigarette, and that was the last I remember. That was pretty fucking frightening.
Yeti, did you get donuts?
I see you fresh.
His donuts are on the way.
Oh yeah, they should be here Thursday, I believe.
So you got no donuts yet.
Not yet.
So, so far, all three that I've tried have been really, really nice. Really, really nice. The Jack and Blue is definitely it's a different sort of donut. It's a blueberry cake donut. It's really, really nice. I like that.
I'm really looking forward to black.
Apple fritter, I'm excited for. I love a good apple fritter.
Apple fritter's my favorite so far. It's a good vaping swag apple creation.
Yeah.
He does wonders with apples.
Yeah.
Yeah, that apple's really nice. That actually blends really well.
I did wonders with apples. There you go. There's one I was eating before the show. Don't have a garbage can here.
Now that apple fritter has about the same reaction as I got with the lemon, where the longer you vape it, the more of the pastry you get.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah, I'm
apple's
starting to
nice.
get a bit more of the cinnamon pastry that's in there.
Yeah.
That apple's really, really nice though. Swag nails apples. Just nails them to the floor every chance he gets.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep, there's a couple I need the concentrates for, so I can make up big batches.
The breakfast line.
And I turned the wattage down. I'm actually getting more of the frosting, so that's nice.
What Addy is it you're tubing on?
The Hadley.
So you don't experience what I experience, which is mustache getting caught on drip tip meeting Addy.
Oh no.
That doesn't. Well, fuck your mustache then.
I usually trim it pretty close because when I let it grow out, this thing gets skeezy. Like I get a skeezy mustache. It's just like all long and blonde. It's terrible.
Even when I trim it shorter, whatever I trim it to, even like now, this would get caught in some shit.
Huh.
Oh, I think food needs one of those long drip tips that you got there.
Oh god.
Oh, I got you. I got one.
Don't worry, Foo. I got you covered. Hold on a sec here. Yeti's favorite. There it is. Yeti's favorite.
Oh, look at that thing.
That looks like a tobacco smoking apparatus.
There we go. Now we're ready for the Hadley.
That looks like. I'm not even going to say who would sport that.
Nobody that is sane.
Who are you talking to? No, Uncle, you know what we need. You know what we need.
Yeah, it's gonna go from bad to worse.
That's right. Give me a minute here.
Jesus Christ.
Here we go, Uncle. Now we're ready.
Every time.
Oh boy.
Why
look
do
at
you
that thing.
torment me so?
That looks like it belongs in Gizzard's hands.
Yeah. Send it to me.
We totally wear
Oh,
it.
the trash.
It's usually on his pipe mod.
Yeah,
It's
it's on the
acceptable on a pipe.
That thing's
I
awesome.
can forgive it on a pipe.
Yeah. Normally it's my full Gandalf setup.
It looks good on there.
Watch me take an Addy that has value. Watch, I'm gonna do a magic trick. I'm gonna make it have no value. Boom. Done.
Oh yeah, Foo.
I think you need to rock that all night next Monday.
Dude, abolishment tastes like shit when it has to travel up that far.
Yeah, no, it definitely dilutes the flavor a touch.
I mean, there are certain flavors I couldn't get down with because certain flavors of specific beverages I prefer to have cold. Maybe this would come in handy.
Perhaps.
Like I don't like dripping lemonade at 100 watts. So, let's vape it at like 25 watts and make it travel a week to get there. It'll be nice and cold.
Yeah. Put some dry ice in the stem.
Nothing.
That Boston cream's interesting.
It is. Try that one at different wattages too.
I believe there's a couple of very interesting liquids coming with my package also. I'm eager to check them out.
Oh, you better not get the ones that I want before.
Well, he asked, and I said, hell yeah, I'll try them.
Oh, are you getting the savory ones?
Yeah.
That's too low. There's not a lot of flavor there. Get this thing back up towards 70 watts.
I need those savory ones that you're talking about.
Do you think the donut comes out at higher wattages then?
I think,
Just the actual Boston cream pie flavor that's in here, it comes out at a higher wattage.
yeah. And I think with the donuts, it depends on the style of donuts where it'll come out better. Like
Yeah.
if it's a cinnamon fried donut, you don't really need a high temp, but if it's more of a cake donut, then yeah, you need to crank it up a little bit to get more of the cakiness.
I mean,
That's a very good Boston cream though. I do like that Boston cream that he's got mixed up there.
general rule of thumb with savory flavors in general is the cakiness. You need just so dependent on the warmth, because it's like you're vaping on a muffin. It's like you want it to be warm. You want that should taste like you just pulled it out and just cooled, and you're just like. So,
And
donuts, I would imagine are. I mean, if you can get
Very
yourself
similar.
a fresh ass glazed from Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this one, the chocolate donut, that's a spot on chocolate cake donut. That's spot on.
it's so good. And it's got
Yeah.
that. It's got like the waxy frosting feel to it. It's awesome.
You're gonna make me stalk my mailman now. I love the mailman because the mail is always here. It's never later than 8:30 every morning. Every morning. I love it.
Hey,
You're lucky. Mine
That
comes
is-
out 2:30.
that isn't
And
yours,
if-
Ivana.
I don't answer or if I don't answer the door, it's something needs to
No.
be signed for. He takes it to my wife and she signs for it.
No.
Works out perfect.
That's good.
My
Yeah.
10-foot charging cord is not a good idea with the cat.
No.
The cat.
Yeah, my mail shows up anytime between 12:30 on the early side. That doesn't happen too often, but anytime between like 12:30 and 2.
Yeah. Now the only time I get it early morning if it's priority. They must have two trucks. One that's taking out the priority, and that's usually here by 10 o'clock.
USPS has 0 priority. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Let's see here.
Oh,
Yeah,
I kind of.
that's what I want.
I hate you
The
for
black.
Vaping Swag Black. This is supposed to be a berry Mountain Dew.
that. Like the pitch black, the
Yeah,
pitch
Black
dark.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really looking forward to. From what I understand, it's spot on.
Yeah, that tastes like pitch black Mountain Dew. That's one of those ones kind of makes you laugh about it. Like you taste it and you're like, all right, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's spot on.
That's me anytime I try fucking anything Stash makes. I'm just like, dude, stop. Stop discouraging me from DIYing.
Yeah, that is one of those ones I'm going to be sitting here analyzing the flavor for until Saturday, and I'm like, I still don't know what he did.
Dude, even if you're out and it's windy and you just like take a rip, like sometimes it just tastes a little different. Like, whoa, I had increased air intake that made my juice taste weird or taste different. Like, I want to replicate that again.
How did I get that note? Yeah,
Yeah, that's happened to me with a few flavors.
vaping in front of a fan.
You get your
No,
coil,
I can't imagine that would taste good.
you get your coil seasoned just right. It's like
Yep.
So
perfectly-
what's the white? I forget what the white is.
Is that
It's the,
is the white the cheesecake?
is it a cheesecake?
I know that for some reason, if Ren's watching, Ren made off with all of our cheesecake flavors and didn't let us have them in Detroit.
Oh,
God.
the key's grapefruit. I should have known.
Oh,
Grapefruit gets snuck into so many recipes. Like it's just one of those flavors.
Yep.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit's great if it's done right. Some people get a little heavy with the grapefruit. So
and I
if it's
know-
done right, it's great.
White is a toasted coconut white chocolate blondie.
Oh God,
A blondie, wow.
nice.
You got to remember
That's
though
interesting.
that Swag makes a lot of his own flavorings.
Yep.
So
that's
some
what
of
you
this
call
stuff you will never recreate it.
Yeah. Not with over the counter stuff.
No,
Oh, so you have to sacrifice children and shit.
exactly.
Mhm.
And children tears. It's a key ingredient.
No, that's fluid.
I like the almond and the coconut in this. The almond and the coconut in this are really nice.
Almond and coconut like peas and carrots, man.
Like peas and carrots. You ain't messing around. That's nice. I'm not getting a whole lot of the blondie besides the sweetness of the white chocolate to it. But just the coconut and the almond alone are worth the price of admission on that.
Oh, and I just want to take a moment while we're talking about Vaping Swag Originals. You go over to vapingswag.com and you use the only coupon code that he offers, Pink Pussy, all one word, lowercase letters. You get 10% off.
Nice.
That's the only coupon code that works on Vaping Swag.
I'm more of a rose gold pussy guy myself, but
All right, and this is the OG blue. This is the blue with lychee. I love the blue. So, and I really dislike lychee.
Ta-da.
He told me this will get me over my fear of lychee. I don't know about
Oh, that's an awful brave statement.
Drum roll.
I might be, if you see me immediately snatch the lemon donut back up, you know what the deal is.
well, so lychee is like one of my favorite flavors to eat and stuff.
Vape.
Especially like the coconut or the lychee jellies I get. You know, top against like Asian supermarkets and shit. But there have been literally 2 juices that have had lychee in them in my vaping career that I've liked.
Yeah.
Because Fresh, would you agree that lychee is probably the easiest concentrate to fuck up a juice with?
Yes. Any amount of lychee in a vape fucks it up. This isn't
Any
bad. I
amount.
mean, it's got that blueberry and the banana and the Irish cream on the back end, but lychee just isn't for me. Like it leaves like this residue flavor in my mouth, and I'm just every time I vape it, I'm like,
Yeah.
No, I hear that. I've had that. That's what I've had happen with the ones I did. The one I liked most was like a mango citrus.
yeah.
It was actually it was fucking DB flavor, Mango Dragon Madness.
Yeah, the mango would totally punch the lychee in the face and say, "Stay down." So
There's a few flavorings that usually, that you'll develop where you just don't like the particular flavoring. One of them comes to mind would be joy. I'm not very fond of joy in things, and I'm not very fond of what's the stuff they used to a culotta.
Yeah.
I'm not very fond
I don't
of
like
that.
I don't like any of those. I like joy in some recipes, but it's got to be very measured amounts. I mean, this isn't the OG Blue is. It's I mean, it's a solid enough flavor. It's just the lychee's there in the background, and I know it's there.
And see, he's made the blue. That's like the original version of it.
Yeah.
The other version without the lychee, I like it a lot.
Let me go get my bottle.
Yeah. But the Jack and Blue, that's another story. That's
That Jack and Blue's a blueberry cake donut. That's a spot on blueberry cake donut. That's
but
delicious.
it's awesome.
But yeah, here's real blue, Shane. Here's the real blue.
Did you guys get any of that Billy Berry?
I got a tiny little tester of it. I haven't tried it yet though.
It's decent. It's supposed to be pretty close to what Heathen always did.
Yeah.
It's still in the Addy. It's still in there.
He's got lychee in his Addy.
Now, Foo, you've tried Phantom Ravioli?
No.
By
It's a pizza, baby.
I don't think I got the ravioli one.
No.
Oh, come on, Giancarlo.
He sent me Fat Tony, Disco Java, Lake something? No.
Leviathan,
Leviathan, yeah.
Leviathan.
I think there was
Balisong.
one other that he'd sent. Fat Tony was actually my favorite one out of the bunch. I liked it more than Disco Java. Disco Java for me is perfect, like in that 40 to 60 watt range. I threw it on a 0.1 and I got vapor's tongue repeatedly. I couldn't stop it. So just rolled back the power. I'm like, Fat Tony, you can do it any power, I think.
Yeah, Fat Tony's delicious.
Fat Tony's dope. I would love to try a more caramely version of it because that's how I like my RY4s generally. I like an RY4 on a little bit heavy on the caramel side because it's like fucking caramel.
You know, he has been known to make custom mixes for people. So if you talk to him, you might wind up with a bottle of fat food. Is probably what he'll call it. But
we already have a fat food. It's called Foos Girl. But no, yeah, Fat Tony was definitely really good. It's like a little bit of bourboniness going on with that, if I remember.
What's this
The
stuff?
aftertaste. I don't know.
Don't know what that
It
is.
looks like some fucking blowhole reviewer juice. No cigar. You know, I
No
was actually
cigar.
I think I've got in a jam over here somewhere.
no cigar went over better with people than I thought because I decided I'm gonna make a hardcore tobacco. And Greg actually in chat pointed me toward the naturally extracted tobacco, and then I told Amanda, I'm like, here's my list of flavors I want you to try, and then ended up with no cigar. I actually don't even know which concentrate she ended up going with. I feel like she did tell me, but I may have forgotten. So
I quite enjoyed it until for me there's like a strange back note to it. Whether it's raisin or I don't know, something strange in there.
Raisin.
Maybe.
Is it their whiskey flavor? Because I know sometimes a whiskey flavoring can give a little bit of a rum raisin type flavor.
Now I have to sit and think back as to could this be due to the tobacco? Because there were a couple of super dark tobaccos I recommended.
I just remember that it tasted different going in than coming out.
That's how my food usually is too. But but anyway, I don't think I ever got a raisin note because it was, to me, if anything, it was probably, to me, it's one of the more unforgiving flavors if you over drip it. It just seems to crackle and pop like crazy if you overdo it.
That could be. Do you usually run it in like a Narda or something at low wattage?
Yeah, Narda. I ran it in a pancake dripper at 40-50 watts. I think that was the highest.
Maybe I need to revisit it at a lower wattage with a little different setup.
I think you definitely. Actually, it's a very squonkable juice from people who squonk it. Or like it's good. It's more squonkable than Food's Gold, I'd say. Which is both are probably equally unforgiving on your cotton. So actually, no cigar more so on the coils than the cotton. Food's Gold will just fuck everything up.
It's a gunker.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes that's the breaks.
you could just say it's my way of leaving hair on your build.
I'm calling the BSO breakfast line winners across the board, though.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's very good.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking to get some, make sure you use that pink pussy. It just feels so good to say that. Go head on over to Vape and Swag and use that pink pussy. Get you some of that BSO breakfast.
It's kind of
Would you say they're gonna pound the pink pussy code?
I think if they haven't, they should be.
They're just gonna use it up till it's worthless.
in Foo, it's a universal coupon code. You can go over to a door and use Pink Pussy, and you can go over to OHMAGEDDONeliquid.com and use Pink Pussy, but he likes it even more, so you gotta use all capital letters when you...
Yeah. He likes it. He likes a big pink pussy food. Just a big one.
That code works everywhere except the IRS.
No discount code at the IRS Gizzards too.
No,
And
they
it
don't
does,
like it.
does not work on Amazon.
No, the IRS one is dry.
Yeah,
not pink.
dry hump.
I would have figured going in dry would have been the IRS code.
Dry hump, all lowercase.
No, I meant like dry pussy. What good? Get 50% off what you owe the government.
Sandpaper Sally.
Yep, 10% off your 1040 easy. Here you go.
Oh, on that note,
On that bombshell.
Anybody got plans for vaping day tomorrow? It is going to be 5/10.
National Vaping
Oh
Day.
God, that's so lame. I forgot about that. I literally forgotten that existed. I mean,
National
until
Vaping
ECR
Day.
reminded me tomorrow.
I'm going to be on TJ's show and with special guests.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
I'm gonna get all my friends together. My parents aren't gonna be home. We're gonna be like, yo, 510, short it.
I'm gonna have my flag at half mast. People will
I'm
be
gonna
like,
find some.
"Why is your flag
I'm gonna
half
find
mast?"
some vaping dubstep Gizzards too. And you and me, we're gonna have a dubstep party. Me and you Gizzards too.
You think?
Yes,
Slow motion dubstep party.
that's right.
Big old clowns.
Okay.
Roller coaster.
See that kind of. That's right.
I'm gonna break out my roller skates.
Oh, can we?
Wouldn't that be fun? Tube socks and roller skates.
And just like the little butt cheek shorts.
Yeah.
Just me and Gizzard with our hairy legs out. Just
Down the bike path.
All right, dude. Do you want do you want like the FDA to get involved and say that we're like a venue for lewd and homosexual acts? Because not like the whole smoking angle's bad enough.
I mean, he's already got a copyright strike from the start of the show. So at this point, I'm thinking it's anything goes. Give me a minute. I'm getting my booty shorts.
Poor Gizzard. He always pushes the envelope.
Just think of the children. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's right. This probably is not an age restricted show. Gizzards might not have found the age restriction button.
Oh.
Hell no. Come on in, kiddies. We got pony rides and lollipops.
Telling them how cool we were when we were smoking. Now I feel bad for this entire show.
I'm gonna start a smoking show next week. I'm gonna invite all of you on and be like, yo, so tell me how you started vaping. Where were you?
I thought it was a good idea to have a smoking show.
No, it's dope.
Yeah, right? We're always talking about vaping. Who cares? Let's talk about smoking.
Yeah, because when you get sick of talking about vaping, it's like, yeah, man, smoking was so much better. I'll tell you this much. You know what smoking did for me more than anything, aside from make me unable to be in shape. Actually, no, it was more so me not feeling like I was healthier because I wasn't smoking. But I did a lot of fucking networking over cigarettes, more than anything. Like just whatever, whether it was trying to book like photo gigs, whatever. Like, or I once while smoking with a band I met at a party, I booked him for my show, completely shit faced, perfectly entered it into my phone and everything, and I completely forgotten about it. Smoking, it does stuff sometimes. And not to mention all the fucking detective films growing up watching. Every good detective smokes. Let's be honest.
That's right. Well, everybody smoked in the 60s.
Oh yeah, I couldn't take a detective that vapes seriously.
Clouds, bro.
Let me get out my lemon donut here now.
Can you imagine like Kojak blowing fucking jellyfish and O's?
Now I can.
What detective work is he finding? Who spammed his Instagram page?
That's right.
Go.
Who left all the thumbs down on my videos? Hold on.
Needs more snapback fresh.
I got the fans on in here, so I can't even blow O's right now. That's a wintertime activity.
There you go. I got one at the camera.
So
Nice.
yeah, so Fu, we just need another promotion for chat. Everybody's watching, saying that Disco Java got a little bit of traffic today on the Tuesday show on another channel, and they said that it tasted like burnt tire and burnt popcorn. Are you getting any of that taste on your batch?
You vape it too hot. You know, you can do anything with the juice and you vape it too hot. I was vaping that way past where I felt like I should have been. Just because I had an Addy built at the time, I was just like, whatever, throw it in. I'm like, you might be vaping it too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, at least with me, at the initial displeasure of it, and then I just threw it on a more reasonably built Addy and loved it, so.
Try it not on your series mod.
No doubt.
I'm a parallel guy.
Parallelogram.
I do have a series mod. I have a PWM box, which is pretty badass.
Gizzard Stu loves when you vape series boxes on his show.
Especially if you come right up to your microphone.
Yeah, right as close to the microphone as you
This
can
is
get.
what I love.
I got the billow hexane going on. That's the driver today.
Oh. I got the icon. Listen, no whistle.
I got a Narda, all the whistle.
Gizzard, are you hearing that? No whistle. You might as well let the whole track roll at this point. Nobody's going to be able to watch this once it goes off.
I don't know. We'll see.
Banned in all the countries.
Sometimes you got to push the envelope. You know, you don't know what your boundaries are until you reach them.
Or you get flagged. I guess that would be
YouTube will definitely let you know what your boundaries are.
They will fuck your face.
The Ohio players gave me permission. Okay, so there.
There you go.
All 16.
Thank you, Swag. I agree. My boyfriend. I wish my boyfriend vaped OHMAGEDDON.
Yeti wire.
Hashtag I know a guy.
Get an Eddie Tooney t-shirt.
I'm actually wearing my VCC Pittsburgh shirt. This is the only convention shirts I kept around because they're actually wearable.
Nice.
Pretty sweet, actually. Yeah.
This is a dope shirt.
It is a dope shirt.
And it's got all the sponsors on the back, I think.
It's like a concert tee.
I was actually working for Enjoy during this con. I was showing a booth, so Enjoy might be on the back.
It had all the cities you visited.
Right? I did a lot of good eating on the road. More than
I bet.
anything.
Vaping Swag said you have a swag shirt.
Ha! I see what you did there.
He might think that he's actually sent you a vaping
Well,
swag.
the Suck My Mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, Foo has a vaping swag shirt.
Yep.
I have a couple actually.
I'll go grab it real quick to hook everybody up.
Grab it. Grab it. Mm-hmm.
I type VA and vaping swag's the first thing that comes up. Oh yeah.
Wait, VA. Oh, in your bar. I thought you were talking about Google. Then like you put in vapors, then there's vapors R.
Oh, hit that. Hit that straight.
USB.
No, you're not a man until you hit icicles flavoring straight. That is the test of man.
Some propylene glycol and menthol.
Get some icicles concentrate. I think like a mill makes like 60 mils of juice, or there's enough for like a 60 mil batch, or 30 mil. It is some fuck. Let me tell you, icicles concentrate. the fumes will like you'll feel it in your eyes when you first open up the bottle.
It's not the smell I mind, it's the burning of my eyes.
Yeah, I mean I nose ripped it. It was not the whole right side of my face. The nostril I did it through was.
There's the entire plume section. Let's just grab the entire plume section here.
Gave me a petite mal seizure.
Close seizures.
There you go, everybody. I do have a wrench on this channel. Thank you, Gizzard Stew.
You're welcome.
There you go, everybody. If you're interested in getting yourself Fubaka's face on your chest.
Oh
I take
yeah.
Fubaka's face on my chest. Just kind of.
The Plumes of Hazard swag.
This face right here.
This face right here, he said.
And a handsome one in his Foo.
I think we
I used
should
to
present
look like
Flo.
a Cardassian from Star Trek. See?
We've got Golden Foo on the show.
There we go. Close up.
Yeah, I've always been curious what the Cardassian neck prick is. Can you show me?
Lovely.
I mean, I can't do it with my forehead and look like a Klingon, so maybe I just hold my breath and just push out. It'll just bulge out. Like... There's no honor in that. So now Fresh knows how to look like a Cardassian.
Ta-da!
Boom.
Imagine
now,
walking
now you
around
can
like
go
that
be
all
an
the time.
antagonistic
That was
people in the Star Trek universe.
V-Dog.
Walk around like that all the time on set. Gizzard Stew was hook 'em horns, Gizzard Stew.
Love you, Fresh.
Love you too, Gizzard Stew. That one was believable. I'll take that one. You should have seen the "fuck you, I love yous" he was throwing at me, Foo, on Friday. It was ridiculous. He just kept trying to get back in my good graces, and then he'd badmouth me again.
I was ready
Come
for
on,
one.
Gizzard Stew.
I was really ready for one of those to come up and then his foot to creep up right beside
I
him.
know, right?
One sock.
He's like, smell my foot fresh. What?
One sock. Well, let's run around the room and let's start with Yeti because he looks ready.
What do you want?
There we go. That's what I like.
Do your outro.
I don't have an outro, Giz.
We'll make one up.
You worked on it really hard, Uncle.
Huh?
You worked on it really hard.
Pimp my channel.
No way, are you kidding?
It's always Black Friday at Yeti Wire.
That's right.
Yeti Wire.
Other than that, I was going to recommend the VSO breakfast line once again.
Yes.
Swagalicious.
And I suggest everybody go check out Gizzard Stew channel.
Oh, thank you.
Back to you, Giz.
Why, thank you, Yeti. Let's go over to Life of Vapes. Lifa?
Hey, I wanted to shout out, since we tasted all those donuts tonight, vaping swag. Go get you some Yeti Wire. And always, of course, adore e-liquid. Get some of that Addie's yogurt. 100% of the profits going to advocacy every month. She does so much for us, so share the love over here. 2 of those sites you can use coupon code PinkPussy. One site, it's always Black Friday. And back to you, Gizzard.
That's racist.
Why, thank you.
I agree, Foo.
Fresh?
Look at that guy sitting there with his shaved head. Racist. Yeah, I will concur with what's been said. The BSO line, fantastic. If you're looking for a good coffee, he also makes dark, which is a mocha, it's a lovely vape, But you can also get yourself a kick-ass shirt like this OHMAGEDDON e-liquid shirt. I wish my boyfriend vaped OHMAGEDDON. So if you have a boyfriend that doesn't vape OHMAGEDDON, you can get this t-shirt and let him know.
Hold it up. Let's see.
And it says, on the bottom, it says,
Oh, no, guy.
hashtag I know a guy. That's also something you can show your boyfriend that, hey, I know a guy who vapes OHMAGEDDON, and he's getting in this all capital letters pink pussy.
That's an incredible shirt.
It is an incredible shirt. I want a Duck Pond t-shirt that says hashtag Ducky has a knife.
Oh, that sounds good.
I do want that shirt. Check out myself and Brian from the Vapor Chronicles Mondays on Fresh from the Kitchen, our beginner DIY show. And then you can check out Saturday for the more advanced DIY show, where we're mixing up anything that comes off the top of our heads rather than going on a plan. And then you can check me out Fridays. Go get yourself some Adore liquid because Dawn is the best. And we've raised so much money for advocacy with that Addie's yogurt. If you haven't tried it, you want to give it a try, go over and check out Addie's yogurt. And then right now we are accepting donations for the VC4 ADV raffle. So if there's any coil builders out there that are interested in sending some coils in, last time we raised, what was it? We raised like $6,000 in 2 weeks. So this time we're aiming for more. So everybody check that out. Everybody be beautiful to each other. Educate, advocate, be good for the community. Back to Gizzard Stew at the smoke desk.
Let's go right on over to Foo Baka.
That was good studio crowd, right?
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't tried Shane's Donut line yet, but I will be. So that should be cool, because I need some Fat Kid liquids in my rotation. Been healthy and just sticking with fruits and mints today, I think. So, yeah, I look forward to trying that. I have juice myself. It's called Poe, and it's called Deadline. You can't use the code Pink Pussy, unfortunately. I don't think Amanda would be cool with that. Maybe she would. I'll float it past her. Maybe. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite jams in the line. Abolish mint. It's fucking good. You don't like mint? Fucking try it. Yeah. And yeah, I have some chips too. Ones I was munching on last night. I'm munching on some more tonight.
Gizzard Stew would have been really happy about that.
Oh.
I wish we could restart the show.
Oh man, we should have done the chip section.
I almost forgot. Actually, speaking, you guys mentioned Addie and his yogurt. Addie also made a dope recipe that he posted an e-liquid recipe, and what I didn't know is I got a shout out in the recipe. It was for me. He made me a recipe, and it's really good. So if you, I know the majority of the viewers probably DIY a bunch. If you haven't tried vanilla rice, go fucking try it. It's really, really, really good. Let it steep a couple days. Start. So try that.
And I'm still unhappy with my recipe I'm making for you. So
Plumes is on 9 o'clock Eastern on Mondays at the homepage.com/live.
Very good pimp. Way to pimp.
I can only pretend to smile for so long, Giz.
Okay, and I'm Gizzard Stew. Thank you for coming. Thanks everybody for showing up. Be good
Thank
to
you,
each
Giz,
other.
for having me on.
Wait. One
Wait,
more.
wait.
Wait.
One
Wait.
other thing. If you're not doing anything tomorrow after Heavy's show, TJ's having his 1 year show. There will be giveaways. Come on over. Golf T Babes channel. And he does have a special guest tomorrow night.
Fuck yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
It will be.
Love you, Lifa.
Hey, Gizzard, does this still mean the same thing?
Yes.
About now?
Yes.
I always see you guys doing it, and I'm thinking that you're trying to be Crocodile Dundee and trying to.
I do I throw my juices like this. I do this, though.
That's different. You gotta get rid of the thumb. That's
Look at them horns.
This is Spider-Man, though,
yeah.
to me.
No.
It's Spider-Man.
No, this is I love you in the international sign of the death. Yeah.
American Sign Language.
Yeah.
I just go like this. I make a kissy face.
That could also get your ass beat. You did it to the wrong person.
Oh, hell yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to start my outro again.
Wait.
Unless anybody else has something they'd like to interject here. All right. So I'm Gizzard Stew.
Can I talk for a
Thank
second?
you for coming. Thanks all my guests for coming. Thank you for watching. And get off your butts and vape. Bye.
Shut down the YouTube channel.
Masturbate.